So I thought I'd do a short video showing fitting the S2000 pulley to delete the power steering and the aircon for whatever reason you want. I'm doing it because I'm switching to electric power steering or electro-hydraulic power steering, but I couldn't find much of a write-up on it, and a couple of people said, when you're doing it, can you do a write-up or something? So I thought I'd do a video and see how easily it fits. So, as for the bearing size, 17mm internal diameter, it fits and it goes straight on, which is nice. Lining up, it looks pretty close. I'm going to get a ruler on that straight edge, check it, make sure it does all line up perfectly. The only problem I have found with it is where it goes back and hits the stop. I don't know if it'll show up. I'll move the light a bit. But it's actually catching just there. Now these two seem slightly lower and this is raised slightly. It's not a lot. It's only a very little bit. It's just catching on this surface, and that's tapered anyway. So I'm going to take a little bit out of there and then see how it fits after I've made sure it's straight and all in line. Otherwise we'll pack that out. We'll see what happens. So this pulley is actually slightly different one way to the other, in that this ridge here sticks out this way slightly further than that side, and the distance from the outer edge to the pulley is slightly different as well. So we've got 6mm that side, and it's not a lot, it's about 6.5 that side. Maybe I'm just being picky, but it's 0.5mm. Now I've ground some of this off to try and give it clearance, and it's for the most part clearing, but there's a little bit of movement in the pulley and it's just catching a little bit when it's pulled in. Now, interestingly, this side it doesn't seem to catch unless you really give it a bit of a twist. So we'll try it on this way and see how it lines up. Failing that, I think it is catching on this ridge here, so then we'll spin it and try it that way, because where I've been pressing there are slight marks just on these ribs. So we'll give it a try. Right, so I've taken quite a bit off now. Around here, around the edge, it seems it was catching just a tiny bit on there, on those inside splines there, and I've taken a bit extra out here and here. I did nick it a little bit on that face, but I've got a spare one. I've got about 3 spare ones, so this is just try and make sure it works. It's like a test, so if I took too much off it wasn't a problem. So providing this all works, I'll go off and do a proper one without a little nick in it and make it a lot neater, paint it up, whatever. So give it a go. No noise, it fits. So get the bolt in and put the flat edge against it and see if it catches now or if it's going to work. Bolts tightened up, moving nicely, freely, not catching anywhere. So see how it is. Ooh, it's a bit higher. Let's go 10.5 to the ridge. and that is sitting nicely now in line. But it seems it does make a difference which way round you put it. I've got the flange that sticks outside slightly further to the front, so get a belt round it now, measure up the size, get that on. If you see wires hanging about and whatnot, it's because I'm halfway through another job as well, so don't judge me on that. Right, so there we go, the belt all on now, pulleys on and tight. The belt that seems to work is a 6PK, obviously, 976. I've spent the past hour and a half going back and forth trying different belts out. Now the only write-up I could find recommended a 990, but on the selector on the marker, the wear marker, the 990 was right over past, just past the replace belt here bit, so I've ended up going with the 976. I've seen a few people say about spacing this pulley out to clear, and I can see why now, it's to clear that backing, but as we measured, it then does put the belt out of true, so I wouldn't actually advise doing that, would be my thought. I think it's better to keep the belt true, take a tiny bit of meat off this, and it all lines up and seems to work perfectly well.